First of all, Mr. Marshall explained some vision and the effect of the Korean unification. But during that, during accomplishing the unification in Korea, we have to pay a lot of things to accomplish the unification. Just imagine that. More than 20 million population of North Korea is living under the poverty line. And then if we unify the Korea, and then we have to support them with some financial support every month, like you say some welfare something, and every day. So imagine that if we pay that $300 or $500 a person, and then how much will it cost to maintain their standard of life as usual, like some similar to that of South Korean people. And then how can we manage those people, those things? And also, how many countries bordering South Korea and North Korea support the Korean unification? China, Japan, Russia? Especially China. China wants the status quo in East Asia because the present situation is good for them. They can develop their economies with peaceful conditions, and they can export many things to the United States and all over the world. So many of the items, factory items made in China. And so they don't want to quick changes, or they don't want to make any kind of changes. So they really want to just a status quo in East Asia. And also, they recognize the United States is the biggest power, and then they cannot overcome the power of the United States. And they do not want to face the U.S. troops on their borders. If the North Korea's breakdown, and then probably they can imagine the U.S. troops approach to the Yalu rivers bordering the China, and then they face or they have to encounter the U.S. powers militarily, and then that was really disaster to China. And why do they want Korea unification? Risky. That's so risky to the China, and so that's why the China just support North Korea. Even though North Korea is like some vanguard, or North Korea is like North Korea is acting like some gangsters. They kidnap any citizens from all over the world. They terrorize and they shoot down some airplanes. And, sometimes during the daytime they shot and they bombarded some peaceful island, and they killed two civilians, two soldiers, and also they shot some torpedoes in West Sea of the Korea, and then they killed 46 Navy soldiers. Even though they did, but China supported North Korea. There's no proof for them to do that, and also if we have to sanction against the North Korea, then we have to be careful to do that. And even though China agreed to the sanctions from the United States or with the United Nations, then they just ignore those sanctions, and then they opened their borders for the free trade between China and Korea. So the United Nations economic sanction has become in vain. So that is their vital interest. Their national goal, national interest of the China is to maintain the East Asia's status quo. And what is national interest? National interest is to keep their peoples safe, and also promote their economic growth, those things first. And if you go further and defend some military attack against their own bodies and their own political communities or something, but the main thing is to protect their own people and protect their own assets or own resources. And then every country has their own national interest. So China has its own national interest, Korea and Japan also. Every national interest conflict in each other and clash. Even though we are thinking about the human kinds of welfare or some global peace, but first focus is to their own interest, their own benefits. So, what do we expect from Korea unification? And then, who can support the Korea unification in East Asia? It's really hard to say. There are Japan and China, sometimes the United States also. United States has some more universal values, like public goods, which is democracy and free trade system, or the human rights. Those things is good for the whole humankind, and then those things encourage the whole human beings and have a better life and a better society. But sometimes there must be some free riders to that purpose. And then, as you see in the Iraqi wars and the Middle East, some countries joining to the United States, and then they sanctioning to some Middle Eastern states. But the other countries take advantage of those sanctions and they invest some money and also have some more contract with their oil wells companies. So those for their own international, national interest. So if we keep those national interests as it is, and then we will see other international conflicts again and again. Even in new generation, in new futures, you see the conflict between countries with their own conventional national interest. So this is, I think, this is a time to change their own national interest. I mean, the concept of national interest should be changed to another levels, or some kind of, we need some big shift to the higher levels. International interest, long time ago, the national interest is not the primary goals of the state. Before the 300 years ago, then their primary goal is to secure some morality or religion. So in case of their engaging in a war, they also need some justification for breaking the war. So they need some religious banners, or sometimes they need some morality for their wars. But 30 years, the international and national interest became to the main factors of the nation's behavior. It's just since the 1814, the Congress of Vienna, and then they showed their severe national interest in that Congress, and also they made some agreement with their own national powers, which means balance of power. So the balance of power means breaking another way. I mean, if there is some countries who wants to break the balance, and then it makes another war again. So with that system, we have just 200 years and 300 years. We have a national interest to keep their own countries and to keep their economies prosper like that. But this time, as you see, like Ebola virus, that originated from West Africa, and then they have a really some miserable way of life. And then it's really sorry for seeing and listening their news, but nobody cares, and that is their country's problem. We are doing our job and we are living our lives, and someday if you have some chances, we can help them, otherwise just as it is. But you travel all over the world very often, and also the world is open to everyone, and then those things happen, and that affect to the advanced countries or advanced countries' people. So the the world is interconnected very closely, more than our expectation. So this time, sovereignty is not a powerful concept anymore. We have to have a big shift to cross over that sovereignty, and also this kind of some human rights also. We have sustainable human sustainable human security. In that concept, we intervene some human rights in some specific countries also. So that's why I'm insisting on changing our national goals from conventional goals to the some higher level of national goals. So we have to think about neighbor states to neighbor countries' national interest too. So we are focusing on our own peoples, our own economic prosperity. But next time, in the next generation, we have to think about neighbor state national interest too. Otherwise, we all peoples collapse or demolished all together. Let's get back to China. If I have some time, get back to it. I'll spend this for 30 minutes. China is ready to dispatch his troops to North Korea in case of North Korea's abrupt breakdown. Let's see. China's Shenyang military division and the 39th Group Army is ready for sending their troops to North Korea. And also on that, the 39th Group Armies, and then they have also the 15th Airborne Corps, reduced their time to dispatch or send their sortie time from 35 minutes to 10 minutes in case of in case of North Korea's breakdown. And then the proposal of the China is to sending their troops before the U.S. troops coming to the North Korea, and then they might have some more power over the U.S. Like that, the China is ready to dispatch their soldiers and military troops to the North Korea, and that, which means that they really resist on some big changes in the Korean Peninsula. So how can we do solve this situation? And also, the Chinese Chinese economic power is growing and growing, and also their military power also is expanding. And then China has many territorial disputes with the neighboring countries. A lot. Japan, Senkaku Island, and also Vietnam, and the Philippines, Indonesia, and also Taiwan, and Korea, and Turkmenistan. Most of the countries with China has some territorial dispute. And also, the China resist on the U.S. military power access to their own territory. And then the U.S. government saying that we deny that China's powers are expanding like that. Oh, so those two big countries are like grueling each other, like they're ready to fight each other. Yeah. Korea. The foreign trade, the whole amount of the foreign trade is a problem. The whole amount of foreign trade to China with China is twice bigger than that of the United States. But in security affairs, China is still an explicit enemy to South Korea. And then the Korea's position is so risky. One foot in economic affairs in China, and one foot in the security affairs is in the U.S. and also Japan. And but China and the U.S. is approaching together with their sword and with some will to fight against each other. So this is East Asia situation surrounding South Korea. So, and then what can we expect our solution to change national interest? If China has a good relationship with the United States, and also militarily, if they have a trust between China and the U.S., and then they don't fear the U.S. approaching to the Chinese border. So that, I think that is the only solution to get the Korean unification in the future. And also, that is our some desired solution to have a worldwide some peaceful peace building also. Every country is originated from 200 years ago and has its own international and national interest focusing on their own peoples, and then that had made a big conflict each other militarily and economically, and sometimes some countries exploited some weak countries with economically. Then that made big problems and some hatred each other. Then if we set up a new national interest which is considering neighboring states and neighbor countries, and also we have good visions for that, then we can make a better society and better futures for a new generation. So, Dr. Moon saying that he mentioned in his book on wonderful messages. He's saying that he's saying that this one. His book, I received this one from him, and he's saying that his book begins with the word of Genghis Khan, Mongolian political leaders, who said that if one person has a dream, it is just a dream. But if all people have that dream, it becomes a reality. So if all of us have the same dream to have a considerate national interest in the future, and then all the countries have their international national interest which consider the other neighboring countries, and we can have a better world. So I'd like to finish my mention, my speech with this quoting Pastor Warren's story. He's saying that like this: we are all in the same boat, and we have a seat in the boat, and then and also in the boat we divided our space because I need my seat in the boat, and this is my space, and this is your spot, and this is your spot. Each of us have our own spot, like a territory. And then in the middle of lake, I put out tools, and then with a drill, I began to make a hole in the middle of a lake. And then you asked me, what are you doing? And then I said, don't worry about it. This is my space. This is my spot. Don't worry about it. And then you can say, no, it's not only your spot. We are all in the same boat. We are sinking all together. So this is why we have to establish a new vision, a new version of our national interest in the new generation and our generation also, and then that new national interest is effective in the future. And also Dr. Moon saying that 홍익인간 is, he's insisting on some kind of 홍익인간, which means some ideal benefiting all humanities, which means if we have a national interest shift to considering other states and other peoples, which is 홍익인간, he's mentioning that that is good ideas and should be prevailed all over the world, and then we expect a new world in near future. Thank you.